Hey there, future crypto millionaires. It's your boy Crypto Trapper saying thank you for swinging by the channel. Your new home for expert analysis from an amateur nutshell. Please remember this is not financial advice and to do your own due diligence. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to take a second to thank the 331 subscribers to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you very much for subscribing. You're the reason why I do this and put all the work into the videos and stuff. And if I could show you one thing real quick, 55% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed to the channel. 55% out there, if you could please subscribe and help us out and get to 1,000. We're trying to do 1,000 subscribers so we can do live streaming videos, live streaming breakdowns of our favorite cryptos and stuff, having some fun with that. That's our goal. You can help out. I appreciate it if you would subscribe. With that being said, let's jump into the video.
The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. You know, and they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We get crushed.
Now, that was the problem that we addressed in level 1, the global financial crisis that's on approach to everyone. We addressed the problem, we addressed the solution that's being presented, and the time frame. So welcome to level 2, which is the ISO 20022 Masterclass level 2, who it is and is not. As always, you can reference the information that I'm giving you in the video by the links down in the description. Everything that I've referenced, every page that I show you, I have put the link down in the description that you can do your own research. You can look the links up yourself, do your own due diligence, and make up your own mind. So as I said, in this level, we're going to be taking a look at who it is and is not in the ISO 20022 financial system that's coming in November. We're going to see who the pretenders and who the real deals are. With that being said, let's take a look first at who it is not going to be.
Back in April, the former CEO of PayPal came out swinging against the crypto universe, calling Bitcoin, quote unquote, the greatest scam in history, adding that it's a pump and dump scheme like anything the world has ever seen. You might remember he appeared on our show to discuss that. Now he's back with an even bolder call, saying Bitcoin is headed straight to zero. Let's bring in Bill Harris, the former PayPal CEO. Bill, welcome. Good to see you in person.
Thanks. You know, I'm delighted that you like buying into weakness, because I think you'll have a lot of opportunity to do that.
Oh, yowza. Well, there you go. We'll see. The market will tell us.
So what's different this time in terms of your call? Before you were skeptical, you said it was a scam. Now you're saying it is going to go to zero.
Well, first, I don't make calls. I'm not in that business. And,
sure.
you know, I don't think I said it's going to zero. I said it's going to go eventually a whole lot closer to zero than a lot, because there's just no value there. I mean, you can sum it up this way. The cult of Bitcoin make many claims that it's instant, free, scalable, efficient, secure, globally accepted, and useful. It is none of those things. Yes, I believe there's a heck of a lot of investment opportunity within financial technology. I've been doing financial technology for 25 years. Right. But what we do is we build things that are useful, that are better than the alternatives. And I see absolutely no reason why Bitcoin is useful. I mean, listen, its volatility alone makes it useless as a payment mechanism. And there has to be something underpinning it.
Yeah, but
Bitcoin makes no revenue, no profitability. I mean, there's, you know, why in the world should be of something of value?
People were saying this about Bezos and Amazon and this dream that he dreamt up about e-commerce. I mean,
I'm not saying there aren't some fabulous visions in the world that should be funded, will be hugely valuable, and have staying power and legs. But you can point to use cases and why they are competitively superior to the alternative. In Bitcoin's case, I can't come up with a single one, with the exception of criminal activity.
The market is created, monitored, and maintained by people who know nothing about cryptocurrency, my friend. They're institutional fucking investors. Nobody uses Bitcoin. People trade Bitcoin, but you and I and everybody knows that eventually people are going to catch up and catch on and go, oh, fuck me. Bitcoin's worthless. It is worthless. You know it's worthless. Please, God, what is the worth of a cryptocurrency? The use of it. Why was Bitcoin eventually worth as much as it was originally? Because it was used as a fucking currency. Nobody will use Bitcoin anymore. It's old, clunky, slow, expensive, with zero privacy. Nobody uses it. It's a piece of shit that the world has not understood yet.
So, John, just to play devil's advocate, because I want to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, there's a lot of ways that they're trying to add more privacy features to Bitcoin, right? Taproot, all right.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Yes, like there's a lot you can add to a Model T Ford to make it a fucking space rocket. Good God, wake up, my friend. No, it's stupid. Fucking please, God. You look like a man with a brain. You know better than this. You fucking know better. Show me how the fuck you put a smart contract on the Bitcoin blockchain. Impossible. Well, what use is a goddamn blockchain without a smart contract? Everybody has a smart contract except Bitcoin. What about a distributed application? You can't put dApps.
Smart contracts there.
You can't put dApps on a. Please, God, please wake the fuck up. If you actually believe Bitcoin is worth more than 5 cents, then please explain that to me.
So John, where's the money going to flow, though? I mean, why are people buying Bitcoin today if it's not?
Because they're stupid. They don't understand the blockchain. That's why they don't understand cryptocurrency. That's why. Please wake up, people. Please, God.
Bitcoin is going to go to $100,000 by the end of the year. It's going to be the future, decentralizing the banks, all these things. But that's not really your opinion, is that right?
Correct. And it's not everybody that's saying that. It's everybody who owns Bitcoin is saying that, but not, everybody. And in fact, once you own Bitcoin, you have a vested interest in saying that, because the whole success of Bitcoin rests on more people buying it. Mm-hmm. So if you own it, you pretty much have to prophesize. You got to try to convert as many of your friends or colleagues as you can and get them to buy, because that's the only way the price of what you already own is going to go up. Because, Bitcoin is not an asset that's like real estate where you can collect rent, or stocks where you could collect a dividend, or bonds where you get paid interest. It's just a token. It's just a digital string of numbers. I mean, it's not like a commodity where you actually can use it for something. Like oil, you could, use it to generate power. You can drive a car, right? You could heat your home. Or it's not like wheat or soybeans, where you can eat them. Or it's not like gold, where you could make jewelry out of it, or conduct electricity with it, or use it in all sorts of industrial applications like other metals. It doesn't have any of the properties of a commodity or of an investment asset. It's like, kind of like a Beanie Baby, except a Beanie Baby was cute and fuzzy, and you can hold it, and it was it was something at least. People think that it could happen again. I mean, people are saying that it's still early on. Like, you could buy Bitcoin at $50,000 a Bitcoin, and it's going to go up to $2 million a Bitcoin. I mean, there's just no way that's going to happen. It's far more likely to collapse. The people who got in early on, they need those new people to come in so they can get out. So they have to pump up the price. They have to generate a lot of hype and a lot of enthusiasm. But all this stuff is pie in the sky nonsense. Everything they say about how this is going to change the world and it's revolutionary and, Bitcoin fixes everything. It doesn't fix anything. But there's a lot of enthusiasm among the people, because once you get in it, you're just part of the bubble, and you start cheerleading it, and everybody wants to believe in this fantasy that we can all get rich. And, as long as nobody sells and everybody keeps buying, the price can go up. But eventually, some of these people that have hundreds of millions or even hundreds of thousands are going to want to buy actual stuff. Right? Just having a big stack of virtual tokens, you can't live in it, you can't drive it, right? People are going to want a new home, they're going to want a new car, they're going to want to travel, they're going to want to spend their Bitcoin profits. Well, that's when it all collapses, because if the people who have been holding on decide they want to cash out, who are they going to cash out to? If they can sucker in a whole new crowd of people. And that's what they're trying to do. In fact, they're trying to sucker in the institutions. That's the big payday.
There's all kinds of people watching this that are long Bitcoin, and there's nobody that's short. And nobody wants their windpipe stepped on. I don't blame them. I don't like people who step on my windpipe. But I would say this, that if the people in this room owned all of the farmland in the United States, and you offered me a 1% interest in it, and you said, for a 1% interest in all the farmland in the United States, pay us this bargain price, $25 billion. I'll write you a check this afternoon, $25 billion, now I own 1% of the farmland. If you tell me you own 1% of the apartment houses in the United States, and you offer me a 1% interest, so I'll have a 1% interest in all the apartment houses in the country, and you want whatever it may be for another $25 billion or something, I'll write you a check. It's very simple. Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world, and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it, because what would I do with it? I have to sell it back to you one way or another. I mean, maybe I have the same people, but it isn't going to do anything. The apartments are going to produce rental, and the farms are going to produce food. And if I've got all the Bitcoin, I'm back where whatever his name was, who may or may not have existed, was 15 years ago. If I've got it all, he could create a mystery about it. But everybody knows what I'm like. I mean, so if I'm trying to get rid of it, people will say, well, why should I buy some Bitcoin from you? I mean, why don't you call it Buffett coin? Make your own or something. What? Do something. But I'm not going to give you anything for it. And you'd be right, incidentally. But that explains the difference between productive assets and something that depends on the next guy paying you more than the last guy got now.
Well, those who know me well are just waving the red flag of the bull. Of course, I hate the Bitcoin success. And I don't welcome a currency that's so useful to kidnappers and extortionists and so forth, nor do I like just shuffling out a few extra billions and billions and billions of dollars to somebody who just invented a new financial product out of thin air. So I think I should say modestly that I think the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization. And I'll leave the criticism to others.
October 31st, 2008. In a dark, unknown corner of the internet, a link to a paper authored by a man named Satoshi Nakamoto is suddenly posted to a cryptography mailing list. 2 months later, on January 3rd, 2009, the Bitcoin network is created when the unknown Nakamoto mines the starting block of the chain, better known as the Genesis block. Embedded inside is a line that reads, quote, "The Times, January 3rd, 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." This is a reference to a headline published by a British newspaper. While some view it as a timestamp, others see it as a critique of the fractional reserve banking system. Either way, this magical piece of code goes from being worthless to $1 trillion asset in just over 10 years. Nakamoto shortly after disappeared and was never heard from again. It is believed that during the first 7 months of Bitcoin's existence, Satoshi mined as many as 1.1 million Bitcoin. This fortune, now worth in excess of $30 billion, remains untouched to this day.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, and you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know. 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
One day.
And a microsecond, whoop, like that.
It's a defining moment in the evolution of the human mind. People want a coin in which every transaction that you made is visible to the entire world. What insanity is this? Bitcoin was all that people on the dark web accepted for payment.
I think that it's safe to say that moving forward into the new system, it does not look good for Bitcoin. Now, I would like to say that that is not my opinion. That is the opinions that I found from doing my own due diligence, doing the research or whatever. I showed you the material that I found, the opinions that I found from more successful people, more established people than my own personal opinion and stuff. I want to leave it at that. If you agree or if you do not agree, please comment down below in the comments and let me know your opinions. Please keep it clean and nice and polite, and we can talk back and forth about it. But let me know what your opinions are, or where you think that the information that I presented is flawed, and direct me the right way if I'm on the wrong path. So with that, moving on, I don't want to spend any more time on who it's not going to be. Let's focus now on who the information says that it is going to be. Now, what you're looking at here is an archive of drawings, blueprints, schematics, whatever you want to call them, of the ISO 20022 system that were put together by a user online by the tag of XX on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. What I did is I took these drawings or blueprints and I searched through each and every one of them to try and find every crypto symbol, tag, name that I could find within the blueprints. Cardano made one appearance, Avalanche made one appearance, Polkadot made one appearance, EOS made one appearance, Icon made one appearance, Dogecoin 2 appearances, Litecoin 2 appearances, Songbird 2 appearances, Bitcoin 3 appearances, Quant 3 appearances, Constellation 4 appearances, Hedera Hashgraph 4 appearances, Ethereum 5 appearances, Algorand 5 appearances, Myota 7 appearances, Zenfin 7 appearances, Stellar Lumen 16 appearances, and Ripple 18 appearances. I did my own due diligence to where I could find out which of these cryptos that made an appearance within the blueprints were actually compliant to the new ISO 20022 system. We went over that in the level 1, that it's about which companies are compliant within the system. So by doing a little research, I found this right here where it says ISO 20022 crypto list. So far, the only 2 compatible cryptos are Ripple's XRP and Stellar Lumen's XLM. It's rumored that cryptos like Myota and Algorand are also compliant. However, Ripple is the only crypto player that's officially part of the ISO 20022 management group. Here's the full list of cryptocurrencies that are ISO 20022 compliant. Now you can look right here. It gives you the cryptocurrency. Ripple, XRP, member of the ISO 20022 standards body. Stellar Lumens, XLM, member of the ISO 20022 standards body. Zenfin, which is XDC, is compliant. IOTA, which is Myota, is compliant. And Algorand, which is Algo, is compliant. Now, if you notice, the 5 coins here that it says are compliant happen to be the 5 over here that made the most appearances. Ripple, Stellar, Zenfin, Myota, and Algorand. I want you to introduce them to you. You know who they are, so that you yourself can make up your own mind whether you want to invest or not invest in the new system. First up, we're going to take a look at IOTA, and to give you a little bit more idea about what IOTA is about, let's take a look.
A cup of coffee to get the day started right is a must for many. But do you ever wonder how the coffee made it all the way to your table? And even if you think you know, how can you be sure it's true? Supply chains are complex systems with many actors involved. At every step in the supply chain, data must be verified before exchange of custody. The ever-growing flow of goods puts our current logistical structure under a lot of pressure. Critical documents go missing, cargo gets stuck at customs, and agricultural goods deteriorate while awaiting border clearances. $4 trillion are lost each year. That is more than the entire German GDP going right down the drain. What if we told you all of this is about to change? Introducing IOTA, the world's first open-source distributed ledger built to power the Internet of Things. By implementing the Tangle, the data structure behind IOTA, a single version of the truth is enabled by logging the entire supply chain onto a tamper-proof distributed ledger. This allows all involved parties to review the what, where, and when of the coffee bean's journey. Smart devices constantly communicate with each other to record and exchange critical logistical data. Effortlessly monitor essential activities, from air temperature to date stamps and GPS locations of shipments on the go. Many companies are already attempting to prove the sustainability and ethics of their products. By utilizing the Tangle, this ambition can finally become reality. Imagine a future that's transparent and incorruptible, where each transaction is verified, recorded, and easily accessible in a tamper-proof ledger. A future where the supply chain is faster, smarter, and secure. Join us in creating that future.
Now, hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea of what IOTA is about. Taking a look at the website, it's a beautiful website. I wanted to scroll down here and show you something that interests me the most when I took a look at it. Was if you look right here in this middle section, that says IOTA enables new possibilities: social impact, mobility, smart cities, global trade, and digital identity. Now this smart cities right here I found to be pretty cool. When you click on the smart cities, it gives you a full breakdown on how the IOTA system is being implemented in an entire new wave of building cities. All smart implemented type technology. Very interesting stuff. Something for you guys to take a look at. Let's move on to the next one. So next up, we're going to take a look at ZenFin and see what they're about. To let you know what they're all about, let's take a look at this.
What is ZenFin? ZenFin stands for Exchange Infinite. It is the next generation of the global computer network, connecting communities and enterprises around the globe using blockchain technology. The network is powered by its native fuel, called ZenFin Digital Contracts, or XDCs. ZenFin is a first-of-its-kind hybrid blockchain network. It combines the power and transparency of public blockchains with the security and speed of private networks. A permissioned consensus mechanism replaces the wasteful, energy-intensive mining, making XDC essentially mining-free. So how does hybrid work? The network has a public state that is shared by all members. Additionally, enterprises can host private subnetworks. So with Enterprise A and B, each will have the public state plus their own unique private state. The public state can be used to share basic data securely and transparently across the XDC network. The private state can be used to protect sensitive or financial data from the outside world. The XDC protocol can work as a messaging and confirmation layer for domestic or cross-border approved payments. Or the XDC token can be used as a payment and settlement layer, supported by approved financial institutions. With secure and audited smart contracts and IoT integration, the XDC protocol facilitates real-world contracts and transactions. Come, join the XDC community.
Okay, so that was introduction to ZenFin. I hope that helped you understand a little bit more what they're about. This here is their website. One thing I wanted on their website, I wanted to show you that I found most interesting was this little chart right here. Some very important information right here when considering the current systems, the possible solutions for the systems, and who's for real and who's for not. You know, look at the chart right here. It shows you right here the comparison criteria between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ZenFin. Now we're looking at transactions per second. Bitcoin has 3 to 6 transactions per second. Ethereum 12 to 16 transactions per second. ZenFin 2,000 plus transactions per second. Average fee $15 Bitcoin, $10 Ethereum, 0.00001 USD ZenFin. Transaction confirmation happens in 10 to 60 minutes with Bitcoin, 10 to 20 seconds with Ethereum, and 2 seconds with ZenFin. Smart contract support, of course, Bitcoin, no. Ethereum, yes, they do. Yes, ZenFin does. And lastly, the energy consumption, 71 terawatts, 20 terawatts, and for XDC, ZenFin, 0.0000074 terawatts of energy used for ZenFin. Some pretty significant stats right there. Now let's move forward. Next up, we're going to take a look at Algorand, one of my personal favorites. And to be honest, I think one of the most sleeper cryptos and companies out there. A truly underrated and undervalued company for who they are, what they're about, and what they're heading towards in the future. But to get you familiar with who they are and what they're about, let's take a look at this.
Blockchain technology promised a fairer world, where we all have control of our personal information, where value flows freely, where we can all participate in a permissionless economy, and we all have, regardless of where we are, the ability to participate in prosperity. However, traditional centralized economies are broken. We know that information largely flows freely, but value does not. We know that transaction costs that are wasted comprise 6% of global GDP, which is trillions of dollars. We know that monopolies in all different industries have failed to protect our personal information. And we know that 2.2 billion people around the world have no access to sophisticated or advanced financial systems. Anywhere you look today, borders have become barriers, limiting everyone's ability to participate in prosperity. Beyond the hype, blockchain is here to stay. And for the first time, we can see an economic system that allows barriers and borders to dissolve away and for everyone to be able to participate in a truly borderless and prosperous economy.
Do we want the borderless economy? Of course we do, because a borderless economy is more efficient, more participatory, and fairer than the traditional economy. But the question is not whether we want a borderless economy. The question is, how do we get to a borderless economy? Because a borderless economy cannot live without lots of technology. And we at Algorand, we are very proud to have delivered tons of technology at all levels. At the system level, at the security level, at the economic level, at the theory level, and at the mathematical level. The borderless economy thrives on technology. It's possible through technology, and will continue to prosper with more and more innovation in technology.
We have a vision that the blockchain should provide opportunity for everyone. Therefore, we've designed Algorand for performance and scale to support the borderless economy.
The Algorand blockchain allows consensus to be achieved at a speed and in a range that have never been achieved before, as we move into a truly borderless economy.
By combining cryptographic techniques developed over many years by scientists with the modern engineering, Algorand enables a secure, borderless economy.
At Algorand, we understand the importance for people to thrive on a sustainable platform. We are diligently creating the tools and SDKs you, our community, require to build in this borderless economy.
The Algorand blockchain enables firms to share information via an instant process that compensates them fairly for what they bring to the table. By combining their knowledge, they can increase their productivity, and this is the power of a borderless economy.
We're only scratching the surface. The possibilities for the borderless economy are endless. Embrace a world without borders, so we can do more, achieve more, and explore more than we ever thought possible.
Borderless economy!
I hope you have an idea of what Algorand is about with their borderless payments thing that they have. Truly impressive company, truly impressive website. I really encourage all of you guys to go check out the website. You can scroll down and see all their contacts, all their companies that they're involved in, the sponsorships that they're involved with, all that kind of stuff. Truly an impressive company, heading for big things, in my opinion, in the future. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, you are now looking at Stellar Lumens, one of my favorite cryptos, one of the most promising cryptos that I see in the new ISO 20022 system. Stellar has previous XRP connections. If you do not know what they are, do your own due diligence, look up the research on it. But great technology, and to get you more familiar with who Stellar Lumens is, let's take a look at this.
The world is full of tensions, all simultaneously pulling on the fabric of our financial system.
Hola, Ma. ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué pasa?
Mira, estoy acá afuera del banco, del cajero electrónico. Ah, pero está cerrado. ¡Qué porquería! ¡Qué porquería! ¿Pero qué están haciendo? Déjenme pasar, que necesito sacar dinero.
L'avertissement intervient après que plusieurs rapports ont fait surface sur des voyageurs qui se font voler de force leur argent à des barrages.
And that is exactly where we see change peering through. Change that is powered by those who have the skills to create it. Change that includes the unincluded. A change that enables all the financial world has to offer to anyone, anywhere. Driven by technology that helps people to truly own what is theirs.
De l'argent pour mon téléphone, s'il te plaît.
Combien?
Le tout.
We are the bridge builders, connecting those who seek opportunities to those who dare to create
Les
them.
réfugiés n'ont pas de smartphone, on est d'accord. On les implante plutôt sur ces téléphones. Vous en pensez quoi?
Our calling is to create tools for doing good by doing well,
Ma, no te preocupes. Yo te mando plata.
and doing well by doing good.
Ah, gracias, hija.
Mais sont entrés dans le camp avec l'intention de délivrer, d'intimider et de voler de l'argent, prenant les dernières épargnes de ceux qui ont plus besoin.
And bridge technical and physical borders with technology for real-world problems. Look, see the opportunities. We just need a way to bridge the obstacles, to create a more just world by acknowledging that everyone is valuable, and empower local solutions to solve local problems. The Stellar Network, a universe of opportunity.
Okay, so now back on the Stellar Lumens website, there was something I wanted to point out. You know, Stellar is about moving money across all borders, all systems, all bridges, so to speak, whatever. But I wanted to show you something. As you're scrolling down here with these constellations on the page, look what's right down here. You have your Bitcoin constellation and your Ether constellation right there on the page, meaning that Stellar does not seem to be excluding Ether and Bitcoin from their system and what they want to do and what their goals are and stuff. To me, that is a major plus because Bitcoin and Ether have been the big dog, so to speak, in this industry. So it can only benefit you if they are included in what you're trying to implement into the system. For more information and to get a better opinion of what you think is Stellar, check the links in the description of the video, and let's move on to the final one. Last but not least, I welcome you to Ripple XRP, the most controversial crypto in the sector. Controversial because they are currently in an SEC lawsuit. The lawsuit is dragging on because the SEC has no grounds on what they are trying to state. It's just a matter of time before this concludes. But until it does, let me get you a little more familiar with what Ripple and XRP is, but let me take a look at this.
收到了。
He's got it. I've got it.
来了。
เราได้แล้ว They got it.
They got it. I got it.
Now back on the Ripple website, I wanted to scroll down here and let you take a look at some things, some of the partnerships and people involved with Ripple XRP. It's a good looking website, nice and clean. This term right here, if you remember from level 1, what did I tell you to remember? Cross-border payments. There's the term right there. And as you can tell, a lot of the ones we've gone through have had some sort of, in general, open border payments, cross-border payments. I mean, you see the theme. I mean, the theme is the new system to connect a global system that can cross borders, walls, fences, whatever you want to say, to make a more efficient, more fast system to move finance around the globe. This is a layout of how Ripple's cross-border payment solution works, with the sending solution, XRP being the token, the coin in the middle that moves the money to the receiving institution and then to its beneficiaries. This right here shows you, I mean, the countries that Ripple's already in. It makes you stop and think for a minute. If the SEC has these guys under an investigation, in a lawsuit, then how is it that Ripple and XRP continues to make more connections, more associates in the system, more banks, more businesses, whatever, are taking on XRP, yet the SEC is trying to tell you in the lawsuit that, you know, to stay away. It's pretty much the SEC is trying to crypto block Ripple and XRP. I want to show you one of the blueprints that I did find going through the drawings of the blueprints that I think that you would find interesting as far as the cryptos that we just introduced to you. It has each one over here on the left. Everybody from the World Economic Forum to the World Bank, ISO 20022 right there. There's your ISO 20022. There's your current SWIFT system. Now look over here. It has Ripple, Stellar, Zenfin, Algorand, and IOTA, who we just introduced to you, all listed as being backed Ripple by gold, Stellar by silver, Zenfin by copper, Algorand by palladium, and IOTA by iridium. Now take it for what it's worth. I just found that truly interesting because that's pretty substantial. If in fact this is 100% legit, that's a pretty substantial information right there to know that these 5 particular cryptos who are involved with the ISO 20022 system also have backing by valuable physical metal materials. Now, if you thought the cake was sweet and you enjoyed that, allow me to give you the icing on the cake. This is the detail that absolutely has to be discussed and considered when considering the ISO 20022 system, and in particular XRP Ripple. And it's called the Rosie Rios factor. Now, if you don't know who Rosie Rios is, let me introduce you to who Rosie Rios is.
Money's kind of an interesting thing. People seem to like to talk to me about it. I mean, they don't ask me how to dance or anything like that, but they do. They ask about money. And so if we'll put up 20-1, it's a photo of a $20 bill down in the lower left-hand corner. Incidentally, I think Rosie Rios, who signed this note, I think she signed more U.S. currency than any other person in history. So if you see Rosie, you know, you cozy up to her. I mean, this is a woman that has issued a lot of currency.
You may know that our new $100 note is in circulation. You may know that today we just started selling uncut sheets of that new $100 note. And just in the last few hours, there have been over $300,000 in sales for those sheets. The NextGen $100 note is the last denomination of that particular family of notes. We're working on the future generation of currency. So that is my other job, is I'm the chair of the Advanced Counterfeit Deterrence Steering Committee. So as the chair, I oversee the collaborative effort of designing future currency and all the security features that are incorporated into that, and that all goes to the Secretary of the Treasury for final decision. So I'm very proud again to be part of that process.
What do you think about cryptocurrency as a form of currency?
Well, I think the train's already left the station in terms of cryptocurrency. You may or may not know that I just joined the board of Ripple, and the reason why I chose to join that board, it's, in my opinion, one of the few cryptocurrency options out there that has a credible and legitimate use. So financial institutions use it to settle cross-border payments.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that wasn't the mic drop of all mic drops, I don't know what is. If I cannot convince you by showing you that, I will never convince you. But again, do not listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. Please take the links in the description of the video, do your own due diligence, research your own information, and make up your own mind and decide whether you want to invest or not. The next part of the series, level 3, will be how to capitalize on these investments. If you want to invest, I will show you how to invest in them. So until then, and at that point in time, we'll catch you in the next trap.
The standard of the Internet of Value. Global liquidity to any market, any country, any place, anywhere. Fully exchangeable to any currency, asset, or commodity. Transactions are settled in 4 seconds. XRP is traded 24/7, 365 days a year, everywhere in the world. Removing friction from global trade, removing barriers, removing borders. XRP transfers value anytime and all the time. From you to any place on Earth.